Previously, on the practice.
I have a good portion of the money.
You're 2 weeks late now.
I'm gonna borrow some money from my retirement account.
Now, my proposal is this. You provide some legal services and your debt goes away.
The guy's my bookie.
What do you owe?
$27,000. His ex-wife is suing him for fraud. He won the lottery. She's claiming he didn't tell her.
I get 70, and you get 30.
You believe this? They think I whacked her.
Did you?
Check my alibi. You want peace of mind.
Did you have it done?
All right, just get me out.
Your wife's estate can still make a claim. Do you want me to follow up on that?
No. Think I might engage new counsel just the same.
So, I guess we're done then.
You still owe me the 27, Jimmy. Didn't exactly work that off.
What do you say you walk out the door, forget my debt, and I'll forget how you threatened to kill your wife?
Truth is, I got more on you than you got on me.
I'm asking you to get out of this office now.
I need that money. I'll give you a week.
I can't even believe they're letting him out.
He's managed to convince the shrinks he's no longer a danger. Remember, he was never actually charged in the kidnapping of your son.
The police know he did it. They just couldn't prove it.
Plus, he's a convicted child molester. Don't these people repeat their crimes?
What exactly are you hiring me to do? To try to keep him in jail?
We want to bury our son, only he knows where the body is. If there even still is. We were wondering if we could somehow force him to tell us where the remains are.
I really don't see how. If he were to tell us where the body is, he'd effectively be admitting to the murder.
We're told you have a relationship with the DA's office. We were thinking, if you could get them to consider filing charges against Pierce for the kidnapping, that would give you some leverage, wouldn't it? Maybe we could make some deal.
I know you've been to the DA's office, and I know what they've told you.
Because we're just two anonymous people walking in off the street. They know you. If you asked...
Mr. Baldwin, first of all, this kidnapping happened 18 years ago. If they couldn't build a case then, there's no way. I think you have to let it go now.
We can't let it go. We need to bury our son.
Wrongful death for a murder that took place 18 years ago?
It's a long shot.
What's the end game? Even if you do win, does he have any assets?
It's not about money.
Then what's it about?
The parents want to bury their son. They want closure. If I can create the threat of a lawsuit, maybe we can get this guy to reveal where the remains are.
Forgive me, I don't mean to be insensitive, but suppose you do succeed. What's our contingency?
Lindsay, try to get the police records. Find out whatever the DA's office has or had. Eleanor, research the statute of limitations issue. That'll definitely be challenged. Rebecca, you and Jimmy get started on the complaint. Where is Jimmy?
Thanks.
Jimmy, jeez. How long's it been?
Aunt Maria's funeral.
Oh, too long. You put on weight.
Yeah. And you're like this big, fat cat yourself now. Parking lot king.
Yeah, king. I barely got a 1.25% profit margin going here. What's up, Jim?
Well,
We're family.
I've gotten myself into a little bit of a financial jam. Normal circumstances, I would never hit you up for a loan.
Normal circumstances, I'd give it to you. Problem is, Jimmy, I just had to write a sizable check myself, so it's gonna depend on how big your little bit of a jam is.
I'm feeling sick to my stomach just asking.
You owe your book. I'd keep tabs. Your family. Plus, I like the ponies myself. How much?
It's more football than...
How much?
27 grand.
Jimmy. I wish I could help you, but, the timing's just not good. Hey, listen. Listen. I got a tip on a horse running at Suffolk day after tomorrow. He's a sure winner.
I bet on too many sure winners, Tom. How I got in this mess.
Well, like I said, I wish I could help.
I'm going to serve him with the complaint myself. Now listen, you'll have to sign a confidentiality agreement.
Why?
Because there's no way he's going to tell us where the body is if he thinks you'll go running to the police.
This isn't about that.
I understand, but he'll obviously need to be convinced.
We will give him whatever he wants. Just tell us where Chad is.
You'll agree not to pursue him civilly or criminally.
We understand.
May I go with you? To the prison?
I don't think that's a great idea.
A mother's plea.
This is not about a plea, Mrs. Baldwin. This is a threat. Better it come from a lawyer.
Are you serious?
I'm just asking you to check it out.
Lindsay, a kidnapping that happened 18 years ago, I can promise you it's inactive.
I'd just like you to review the file if you could.
Assuming I can even find it.
And tell me what you have. Please.
I just want to make sure you've truly considered the ramifications of closing out your IRA.
I have.
Realizing that you'll be liable for taxes on the entire amount.
Realizing that.
Also realizing you'll pay a fairly onerous penalty for early withdrawal.
Also realizing.
Do you own a house? Because we offer a wide variety of home equity products that might help fulfill.
Maybe I ought to be committed, but this is what I want to do.
If you insist, it's just...
I'm a renter. How much will I get from the IRA?
Approximately $8,200.
$8,200? My retirement fund is $8,200?
You're 23 years shy of retirement age. With your maximum annual contribution, if you left this current amount intact...
Just give me the money.
Look, I had nothing to do with that Baldwin kid going missing. It wasn't me.
You'll need a lawyer. If the trial starts before your release, you'll be transported to and from court.
They never even arrested me. You know why? Because I didn't do it.
Like you never molested those 3 little boys who put you in here?
You married?
Is that a threat, Mr. Pierce?
No, it's not a threat. Look, she got to be here for this.
Yes, she does. I need a witness.
I ask if you're married. I see the ring on your finger. You probably got a nice wife. You feel like getting it off? She's who you probably think of. You got fantasies about other women? That's cool. Everybody understands. Am I right?
What are you talking about?
I'm explaining something. Nobody on the planet can help who they're attracted to. For me, it was always little boys. I fooled myself into thinking it was okay. It didn't hurt anybody, not really. I did some bad things. I admit it. And I gotta live with that.
So do all the boys you hurt.
Yeah, and I gotta live with that too. But I had nothing to do with your client's kid, and they got no right to sue me.
I could probably get them to drop the suit. They just want to know where their son is.
I don't know what happened to that kid.
Have your attorney call me.
He denied it?
Yes.
Did he deny molesting those other boys?
No. But he said he didn't kidnap your son.
So what happens now?
He retained a lawyer. A good one. She filed an immediate motion for summary judgment. We go and argue that next. If we can get by that, we can at least have some leverage to make him talk. So I'll meet you at the courthouse at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good night.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey.
Everything squared away with your bookie?
Well, last I heard, cops haven't arrested him yet. I'm not really following it since he fired me and all.
I'm talking about the money you owe him.
Oh, that. Yeah. We're in the past tense on that. Definitely.
Good.
Death would be presumed after 7 years, Your Honor, which means the statute of limitations for wrongful death has long since run.
Unless there's fraud that prevented the Baldwins from finding out that he caused the wrongful death.
There wasn't any fraud.
John Pierce disappeared days after kidnapping.
Allegedly kidnapping.
He also assumed a false name and identity, Alexander Riot.
That's fraud? Mr. Pierce wanted a fresh start to get out from under the cloud of unfounded, unjust suspicion.
He was convicted of sex crimes under this alias in another state. It took the Baldwins investigator to figure out that Pierce and Riot were one and the same.
Why didn't your clients at least file their lawsuit within the prescribed period to preserve their claim?
It would have been pointless since they couldn't locate the defendant.
You don't need to know where a defendant is in order to file a lawsuit.
You do in order to serve him.
He was found 3 years later. They could have served him in prison.
All right. I'm going to let the claim survive the statute of limitations challenge. But as to whether there's a case here at all, there wasn't even enough evidence for the police to make an arrest.
Different standard of proof in criminal cases. This is civil.
Oh, who's kidding who? If the police thought he had kidnapped Chad Baldwin...
The police did and do think that. They're just unable to prove it.
And you think you can?
I would like at least to be allowed to conduct discovery.
I'm going to grant you a short evidentiary hearing. If you can make a showing that you have anything worth submitting to a jury, I'll let it stand. Otherwise, I'm granting the defendant's motion. We'll see you back here tomorrow, 10 a.m.
Tomorrow?
If you're not ready to make a showing, Consul, after 18 years, that certainly gives me pause.
We'll be here.
Put the defendant back into custody.
We just want to give him a funeral. I will forgive you,
Jenny.
if you just...
Mrs. Baldwin.
Here he is.
Jenny,
Please.
Don't.
Come on.
Please. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Okay. It's time to put up or shut up.
Do we have the transcripts from the previous trials?
Lucy ordered them.
Okay, Jenny, you testify first.
Okay.
You might be attacked on memory, the fact that it happened 18 years ago.
I've been playing it back for 18 years, Mr. Donnell. I remember it as if it was yesterday.
Good.
Hi, Jimmy. How you doing?
I asked you not to come back here.
Let's say I missed you. Take a walk with me.
Let's go.
Is this all of it?
I just gave you 14.8.
Which I appreciate, but you owe me 33.
27.
33 with the juice. 8.25%.
This is every penny I can get my hands on.
Morris! What a surprise. You know Jimmy Berluti? Look, Jimmy, I know what you're thinking. Morris is a big guy, brought him here to rough you up, just like in the movies, right? Kind of cliche, if you ask me. But I'll tell you, whatever words people might use to describe me, original isn't one of them.
36 hours. I'll have the rest.
You got till tomorrow.
We just caught a break.
What?
That was a guy named Bud Reynolds. He's a resident at state prison. He claims John Pierce told him he kidnapped the Baldwin boy.
Becca, let's go.
John Pierce confessed to you he kidnapped, abused, and killed Chad Baldwin.
Yeah.
After 18 years of denying it, he suddenly tells a stranger he did it.
We weren't strangers. We were friends.
Which explains why you're ratting on him.
Hey, you don't gotta believe me. It's nothing to me.
Why?
Why what?
Why so public-spirited? What's in it for you?
That warm glow you get right here. When you squash a maggot. I said we were friends. We're not now.
When did this conversation take place?
6, 8 months ago.
Why didn't you report it?
Tell you the truth? I kept hoping somebody'd stick a shank in his throat, but nobody ever did. And he's getting out soon.
How exactly did this conversation come about?
I don't remember. Just came up.
Jailhouse informants lie all the time.
But to the police, to cut a deal here, what would be his motive?
Well, maybe just to get a day in court, break up the week.
Did he seem believable?
I couldn't really tell. He's not asking for anything, which makes me suspect he's probably telling the truth.
So he is dead. My son. Part of me thought he was really still alive somewhere. Hoped, I guess.
Did you arrange the transport?
All taken care of.
Okay, Jenny, you're still up first. Then we'll call this Reynolds guy.
Jeez, Jimmy. I told you the time and...
Can you help me with anything? A couple of thousand.
It's killing me. But I can't. You okay? You don't look good.
Tell me about this horse.
We were at the park. We used to go every morning. It was Chad's favorite thing to do.
What would your son do there?
He loved constructing things in the sandbox, I guess like any 4-year-old. This day he was playing with his Legos.
And what were you doing?
I was watching him, as well as my daughter Susan, who was on the swings.
And what happened?
Susan fell off a swing and hurt herself, and she was crying. I ran over to see about her. Maybe 30 or 40 seconds. And when I looked back, Chad was gone.
While your son was playing, did you see anybody else in the area?
I saw that man.
John Pierce.
Yes. He was at a water fountain about 20 feet away from where Chad was playing.
What was he doing?
Just standing there watching the children.
Did that make you nervous?
I really didn't think about it. I had seen him before, and he always seemed a little weird, but none of us, the mothers, knew he was a child molester.
Objection.
I'll ignore it.
After you noticed that your son was gone, did you see Mr. Pierce?
No, he was gone too. It all happened in seconds.
Mrs. Baldwin, did you see anyone else nearby who could have disappeared with Chad in a matter of seconds?
No.
Thank you.
I'm very sorry about the loss of your son, Mrs. Baldwin.
Yes, you told me that.
Mr. Pierce actually worked at the park, didn't he?
Evidently.
You said he seemed weird. Had you ever complained about him to anyone?
No.
To your knowledge, did any of the mothers ever complain about Mr. Pierce's behavior toward their children?
Not to my knowledge.
Did you ever see him behave in a scary or inappropriate manner around the children?
He stared at them sometimes.
You never did see him abduct your son, did you?
I didn't see it.
So it could have been somebody else.
Nobody else was near Chad.
How do you know? If Mr. Pierce could disappear into the trees, someone else could have been hiding in there, couldn't they?
It was him.
It helps to have somebody to blame, doesn't it, Mrs. Baldwin? To give the monster a face. Even if it's the wrong face.
Objection.
Withdrawn. That's all I have.
Are you authorized to make withdrawals from this account?
I'm a lawyer with the firm, James Berluti. I should be on record here. The manager knows me.
Mr. Berluti, I'll just have to get this approved. 15,000?
Yes.
Okay, it'll just take a second.
We found 3 Legos in his apartment.
Did John Pierce tell you how they got there?
Yes, he said he had them for when his nephews came over.
3 Legos.
Yes,
3 lone Legos.
that's correct.
Did you determine how often his nephews, in fact, came over?
We determined he had no nephews.
Were you ever able to determine that the Legos you found in Mr. Pierce's apartment belonged to Chad Baldwin?
No, we were not.
Any evidence of Chad Baldwin ever being present in my client's apartment?
No.
Any physical, testimonial, or forensic evidence to suggest that Chad Baldwin ever came in contact with John Pierce?
Only the testimony of the mother, who said she saw him close to her son.
I wish I could be more optimistic.
What about the informant?
He's going up next, but his credibility... The only other thing I can think of is to call Pierce. If he doesn't take the 5th, maybe if I go at him hard enough, he'll say something to incriminate himself. Contrary to the myth, not all child molesters are rocket scientists.
Race number 8 will begin in approximately 15 minutes. Please proceed to the betting windows to place your bet.
12,000 on number 4. Maddie's Charm to win. $100 exacta wheel, Maddie's Charm on top, and $2,000 to show. That's on number 4.
Your attention, please. Photo results of the last race are now available.
Eugene, this just came through the fax. It's
What?
a CTR form from the bank. There's been a withdrawal from the Peterson account.
Before we move on to what Mr. Pierce said to you, can you tell me how you feel about him?
I can't stand him. I make no bones there.
Why don't you like Mr. Pierce?
He told the CO I had contraband in my cell and I got put in a hole for a few days.
What kind of contraband?
A hot plate.
Are you a vindictive person, Mr. Reynolds? Are you testifying to get back at the defendant?
No. I just think he deserves to go down for what he did to that Baldwin boy.
All right. What exactly did he tell you about that?
He said, and this is pretty much of a quote, "I sure did enjoy getting that boy out from under his mama's nose. He was a real looker."
Did he say who he was talking about?
He said that kid who was snatched from the park, Chad Baldwin, the one on the news.
Did he tell you he murdered Chad?
He didn't use that word. He said he cleaned up after himself and that he regretted not keeping the kid around longer, because he was good.
What was his demeanor as he was telling you this?
Sort of dreamy. Same look a man gets when he's remembering a woman.
The horses are at the gate. It's post time for the 8th race. And there they go. Recliner Tom broke past the big on the outside, going up with him, and here comes Julie's Phase. Sending up to the front with command run to make up the first 4. Mel's Left comes away in 5th by from the...
Did he ever give you any specific details of this crime?
Just what I told you,
Just that he did it.
and enjoyed it.
Isn't it true that you told Mr. Pierce you were going to get even with him?
No, it's not.
What are you serving a sentence for, Mr. Reynolds?
Embezzlement and assault.
So we can safely assume you are both a dishonest and a violent person, can we not?
I am telling the truth here.
You even have a reputation in prison for being a snitch, don't you?
Undeserved.
Makes sense that Mr. Pierce would confess to a known snitch, doesn't it?
Well, I find pedophiles lack judgment.
Anything else, Mr. Donnell?
Yes, Your Honor. We call John Pierce to the stand.
Objection. Mr. Donnell knows full well I'm not about to allow that to happen.
This is a civil proceeding. I can call
And that
whoever...
criminal charges could follow, my client is allowed to assert his Fifth Amendment right not to testify, and my advice for him to do exactly that won't be subtle.
Given that 18 years have passed, the likelihood that criminal charges will be brought...
We're not talking likelihoods, there's still a chance.
This man is a convicted child molester. He was seen and identified as being within 50 feet of the victim at the time of the kidnapping. Chad Baldwin was playing with Legos at the time. Legos were found in that bastard's apartment.
Objection!
Mr. Donnell.
We all know we can't get him criminally. At least give us a chance to get him civilly.
Counsel, step up. First, Mr. Donnell. As much as I admire your passion, you are not exactly known as a champion of fair play. So I would delete the moral indignation from your repertoire. Now, Ms. Lightstone. True, your client does not have to testify here. But if he doesn't, you might not like my finding.
My client is judgment-proof. I'm not terribly
I'm
concerned.
not talking about civil liability.
What are you talking about?
You're a good lawyer, Henrietta. Figure it out. As a convicted pedophile, your client can be kept in jail even after his sentence has expired if he's considered to be a danger to society.
He has already satisfied the psychiatrists that he's not.
Yes. They consider him to be rehabilitated, full of remorse. Well, from where I sit, and I tend to like the view up here, I'm not getting that picture. If he refuses to testify, that makes me concerned as to whether he has truly reformed.
What are you saying?
I want to hear from him. Otherwise, the district attorney's office might want to bring civil commitment proceedings, and your client may never get out.
This is blackmail.
I'm just pointing out risks, counsel.
So, if my client refuses to testify, you can find him uncooperative and recommend he stay locked up forever. And if he testifies and slips up, he could stay locked up forever.
Choose your poison.
Now we have our leverage. He's got a strong incentive to tell us where the body is if it'll stop this train. There's no way they want to risk testifying.
If he did testify, do you think you could get him?
I should be able to shake him enough to give Spindle doubts. That's what they have to be afraid of now. He's not just risking criminal prosecution. If he plays dodgeball with me, the DA could argue he's not rehabilitated and seek involuntary confinement. It's civil, but prison is prison. We got him in the crossfire now. Our leverage is great. Now's the time to go back to them.
With what?
Well, if he tells us where the remains are, we drop our claim, he gets his freedom, and you get to have a funeral for your son.
No.
Why not?
Jenny.
What's wrong?
Bobby, you asked us at the beginning why we hired you. And I gave you an honest answer that we wanted closure. And sitting here right now, I don't know, faced with the possibility that he could go free, I suddenly realize I want vengeance more.
Jenny.
If the choice is get the body back and he goes free versus don't get the body and he rots in jail, I choose that he rots.
Are you sure?
I want him to rot.
Jimmy, can I see you for a minute? Shut the door.
What's up? Yeah, it's a withdrawal slip. What about it?
What you need $15,000 for?
I had some expenses on the Peterson case.
You're not a good liar, Jimmy. What's going on?
Okay. I had a personal emergency, all right? The money's already back. I just came from the bank.
So, you think that's that?
Look, Eugene, I got in a jam with a bookie. I borrowed money for like 7 hours.
You stole money. You took from a client's trust fund. That's theft.
I'm sorry, it was a one-time situation. Can we just let it go?
No, we can't. This affects the entire firm. I gotta bring it to Bobby.
Please, just don't do that, please. Eugene, please.
Oh, Jimmy. Eugene wants to see you.
I paid it all back within 6 hours, plus interest.
By law, we're required to notify the client and the bar.
You do that, I'm dead.
If I don't, this whole firm could get disbarred.
Bobby, I could go to jail.
Whose fault is that?
Look, Bobby, I'm done.
You said that before.
I'm done. You have my word.
I'm supposed to risk everybody's reputation, risk this firm? On the word of an addict?
I'm not an addict.
I'm doing court.
What's gonna happen?
I don't know.
Thanks a lot.
This affects everybody, Jimmy. Try to get that.
Mr. Pierce, if you didn't kidnap Chad Baldwin, who did?
I do not know.
Do you care?
Of course I care, but it wasn't me.
You've already told a lie, haven't you? Now, my second question.
Objection. Sustained.
You cared when Chad Baldwin was kidnapped?
Mr. Donnell, I had a sexual problem for which I received both treatment and medication, but I have never been a person without compassion.
So when a 4-year-old disappears, you would feel compassion?
Yes.
Would you bother to help if you could? Because I'm curious. You were there at the time, seen less than 50 feet away. You even knew the victim. Why didn't you go forward to the police as a possible witness?
Because I didn't see anything.
How do you know? Maybe there was something you saw seemingly irrelevant to you, but it could have provided a clue to them. Why didn't you at least say, hey, how can I help?
Look, I was afraid they'd suspect me.
Why? At this point, your record was clean. Why would they suspect you? You didn't molest those other 3 boys till after.
Objection. Sustained.
Your work shift went to 4 p.m., but I see on this day, you left early.
I didn't feel well.
You didn't feel well. Did you go to a supervisor to say you were leaving?
No, I just went home.
Coincidentally, you left within 30 to 40 seconds of the time Chad Baldwin disappeared. Can you account for such a coincidence? A soon-to-be convicted child molester is within 50 feet of a child at the exact time he's kidnapped?
Objection.
Withdrawn. Why'd you leave the state?
I cooperated completely with the police before I left the state.
Why'd you leave, sir?
Because I expected to get the same bias from everybody that I'm getting from you.
So you ran?
Yes.
Tell us about those Legos. Why'd you tell the police that the Legos were for nephews you didn't have?
I lied. As I said, I knew they thought that I was guilty.
So you lied?
Yes.
Why didn't you tell them the truth?
Because I didn't remember when I got the Legos.
So you decided to say you had nephews?
Yes.
What happened to Chad Baldwin?
I don't know.
Do you care?
I said I care.
Because you have compassion. Can you feel for his parents sitting over there?
Yes.
Can you understand how they would love to get their son's remains so they can get some kind of closure? Can you understand that?
Yes.
Would you be willing to help them if you could?
Yes, but I can't.
Well, even peace of mind that you didn't take their son, would you be willing to give them that?
I'm trying right now.
I appreciate that. Would you be willing to take a polygraph?
Objection.
I'm not talking about using it for criminal purposes. A private polygraph just between parties, just to satisfy my clients that you didn't take their son. Would you be willing to do that so they can just move on?
Those things aren't foolproof.
Understood. Would you be willing?
I don't care if he's willing. I won't allow it.
Whatever your lawyer advises or recommends, John, it's ultimately your decision. Will you take that polygraph?
No, because I don't trust them to be reliable.
And you insist on reliability.
Objection.
Nothing further.
All right, Mr. Pierce, you may step down. Mr. Donnell, any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Lightstone?
No, but I'd like to be heard.
I'm not interested. All right. If the defendant was not involved in the disappearance of Chad Baldwin, then we have to assume there was another skulking child molester who happened to be hiding behind a tree in the same area at the same time. Mr. Pierce, you look pretty guilty to me. But as for evidence, that's all there is. You were there at the time and place. Admittedly, your job required you to be there. I'm gonna let this case go forward. But Mr. Donnell, if you don't come up with more, I will be dismissing it at a later date.
What about recommending to the district attorney's office that they file for civil commitment?
I can't recommend a man's freedom be taken away based on suspicion alone. We're adjourned.
I'm sorry.
Is it over?
No. If the wrongful death action survives, we can keep digging. But there's no money to be won. And as for keeping him in jail or finding the whereabouts of your son's remains, we struck out. I'm very sorry.
You did your best.
Perhaps a wiser lawyer would have steered you away from all this.
We wouldn't let you. You tried.
Mr. Donnell?
Yes.
I'm James Tucker, and this is my mother.
How can I help you?
We've been following the Pierce trial on the news, and we need to talk to somebody.
About what?
I think I may be Chad Baldwin.
Hakeem is back to receive. Hakeem has had a problem holding on to the ball. Both last year and in preseason, Tom Rule, one of the best in the league, tremendous kick. Hakeem feels it back at the 15-yard line, and what a great one. Hakeem and only the punter to beat. Rule can't knock him down. He'll go all the way for a touchdown. No flag.
You stinker!
Previously on the practice.
Is this all of it?
This is every penny I can get my hands on.
You got till tomorrow.
12,000 on number 4 to win. I got in a jam with a bookie. I borrowed money for like 7 hours.
You took from a client's trust fund. That's theft.
We're required to notify the client and the bar. If I don't, this whole firm could get disbarred.
I can't even believe they're letting him out.
Remember, he was never actually charged in the kidnapping of your son.
The police know he did it. They just couldn't prove it.
Plus, he's a convicted child molester.
What exactly are you hiring me to do?
We want to bury our son. Only he knows where the body is.
Wrongful death for a murder that took place 18 years ago?
They want closure. If I can create the threat of a lawsuit, maybe we can get this guy to reveal where the remains are.
I didn't do it.
Like you never molested those 3 little boys who put you in here?
I had nothing to do with that Baldwin kid going missing.
Have your attorney call me.
You never did see him abduct your son, did you?
I didn't see it.
So it could have been somebody else.
Nobody else was near Chad.
Can you account for such a coincidence? A soon-to-be convicted child molester is within 50 feet of a child at the exact time he's kidnapped?
Objection.
I'm going to let this case go forward. But, Mr. Donnell, if you don't come up with more, I will be dismissing it at a later date.
Mr. Donnell?
Yes.
I think I may be Chad Baldwin.
What makes you think you're Chad Baldwin?
I think my mother can answer that better than I can. However, I want your assurance that she's not going to get in any trouble.
Why would she?
The man who kidnapped Chad Baldwin, the man that you sued.
John Pierce.
He's the man who gave me to my mother.
In Brockton, in 1983, it was the same year that the Baldwin's child disappeared. He wasn't using the same name then, but...
Gave you a child? Why didn't you go to the police?
Because he told her I was his son.
He asked me to watch James for a few days while he went out of town. He never came back.
Excuse me. Chad's picture was all over the news for weeks. How could you not have known he had been kidnapped?
She didn't. And we're not here for you to cross-examine her like she's a criminal.
I never watched television. Didn't even own one at the time. I know that seems hard to believe, but I wasn't hiding him.
You will have to talk to the police.
And probably talk to the district attorney as well.
I know. And I know I should have gone to them 18 years ago. Whatever I did wrong, I am willing to accept the consequences. Now that I realize who he is and what the Baldwins have gone through.
And this is why you're coming forward.
That, and because James has the right to know his birth parents.
Do you even remember John Pierce?
No, I don't even remember being Chad Baldwin.
And you're really sure you are?
A picture of my mother with John Pierce. She always told me that he was my father. And then I saw the news. And he's not my father. I'm the boy he kidnapped.
Are you sure?
No, we're not sure. That's why we need you to take a blood test. We've already taken his, and...
He thought Pierce was his father?
Until a few days ago, yes.
And the woman said she got him from Pierce.
Yes. Richard, Jenny, there was a lot of news coverage on this. Occasionally, there are people who will try to take advantage of a situation, no matter how tragic.
By pretending to be our son?
We don't know. You have money. That's why we want to take the blood test.
You must think there's a good chance he's Chad, or you wouldn't have come.
We're exploring the possibilities.
When can I see him?
Let us check things out first. If he isn't Chad, we don't want your disappointment to be any greater than it has to be.
My wife and I are very good at dealing with disappointment. We've had years of practice. We don't need you to decide how much we can take.
We'll do the blood test and go from there. Anybody who knows this woman, knew her, knew somebody who knows her, we need to support her testimony. Otherwise, it'll be her word against Pierce's.
I'm on it.
Lindsay, if you could stay on the lab.
They've only had the blood an hour.
They could test it in 20 minutes and be 99% sure. They still in my office?
Waiting.
Come on, Eleanor.
Bobby or Eugene here?
Bobby's in a meeting, but Eugene's in his office.
Can I talk to you a second? I've joined Gamblers Anonymous. I go to 3 meetings a week. I'm also going to a regular therapist, so I feel confident that I'll be okay.
Good.
I'd like to apologize to the firm. I was thinking...
That can't happen. Rest of the people here don't even know, Jimmy. Should they know, they become obligated by law to report you.
I guess what I'm saying, I'm willing to accept it if that's what anybody chooses to do.
But nobody will choose to do it, that's the problem. They'll keep your secret and be potentially liable for doing so. If you really want to protect them here, do not tell.
Okay. Are we okay? You and me?
Do I forgive you? Yes. Am I here to help you any way I can? Maybe. But are we okay, like everything's back to normal? No. I don't trust you as much.
Well, that's a pretty big loss.
Yes, it is. And Jimmy, it's not just yours. That ever occur to you?
The thing is, the police will want to talk to you.
Why do they even have to find out?
If you're really Chad Baldwin, it will get out. A kidnapped child comes back after 18 years? This will eventually get out.
And you are going to be considered a suspect. You kept the child, you never contacted the police. You will certainly be considered an accessory.
I thought he was Pierce's son.
Yes, and assuming that's true, if you try to be sneaky about this now, you will lose all credibility with the police when they come to ask you questions. And they will come.
So what are you suggesting we do?
Assuming you are Chad Baldwin, I'd like to go to the district attorney's office. I think we can make a deal. I'm hopeful they'll give you immunity.
And what would I have to give them?
John Pierce, you can put him away.
Can you promise you'll be protected?
No.
Bobby line 2. It's the lab.
Bobby Donald. Send me the report. Thank you. Well, it seems you're Chad Baldwin. The blood test is conclusive. It's him. He's your son.
Oh, my God.
We found our son. Oh.
When can we see him?
He says he'd like to do it at the office.
I need to sit down. I'm shaking.
And this woman is willing to testify against Pierce? We can finally put him behind bars?
I think she'd like to, but she could change her mind and take the 5th.
Why would she do that? She came forward.
James is afraid she might be charged with something.
James?
That's his name.
Here's what we want. We want our son back, and we want the man who kidnapped him punished.
And you're willing to not punish her?
I'd like to go to the DA and tell her the two of you, the victims, are in favor of granting Allison Tucker some kind of immunity. We could get you and your son reunited and put Mr. Pierce back in prison.
Let's do that.
90% of the people who walk into my office promising me a conviction in exchange for immunity are a lot more involved than they admit.
And I'll bet 90% of that 90% are people who know they're about to be picked up. Allison Tucker would have never been prosecuted on anything.
You're asking me to make a blind bid.
The Baldwins support it. If the victims of the crime want to give this woman immunity and help you convict the man we both know is responsible, Helen, where's the downside?
I need more.
I'll make a proffer that she can put John Pierce with Chad Baldwin in 1983. You've never had that. Add that to the existing circumstantial evidence.
Put them together how? Is she an eyewitness?
Yes. On several occasions. She raised the kid. If you don't give her immunity, you know what will happen. She'll take the fifth. Her son will refuse to testify against her, and you will be left with what the blind man saw.
I'll give her queen for the day. If I buy her story, I'll give her accessory after the fact.
Nice try.
Accessory. I'll agree to no time if I buy her story. If I don't, no deal.
Thank you.
You okay?
Yeah. Just kind of hitting me. My whole life, I thought my father was just Pierce, man. Do you have any pictures of him? The Baldwins?
I don't think so.
But you've met them.
Yeah. They seem really nice. And they've never stopped loving you.
What does she look like? My mother.
I'm your mother.
I know, Mom. I didn't mean...
No, I mean, I'm all for you meeting them.
I know you raised me. I know who my mother is.
We need to go.
I was working in Brockton as a waitress. One day I was washing my clothes at the laundromat and this man came in with James, who was about 4. We started talking and he said that James was his son and that the mom had died and that they were living in a camper.
What year was this?
This was 1983, early summer. He said his name was Chris Stevenson, but when we saw John Pierce on the television a week ago, well, that was the man who gave me James, and we figured things out.
Do you recall the name of the laundromat?
No, but I think it was on Crescent, near the railroad tracks.
How did you end up with James permanently?
Well, one day this John Pierce said that he had to go away for a few days, and he asked if I could watch James, and I said yes.
How long did this Mr. Pierce say he'd be gone?
3-4 days, but then he never came back.
Well, when did it occur to you he might not be coming back at all?
I don't know. I suppose a few months later. I thought about going to the police, but I knew that they would put the boy in a foster home. We had bonded, and I just didn't want him to be put in a home.
You remember any of this?
I remember our place in Springfield. Nothing much before that.
You believe her?
I don't know. It's hard to swallow that she didn't have some inkling the kid was kidnapped. Likelihood is she probably didn't want to know.
checked her out?
Her employment history and the location of the laundromat pan out. No criminal record. Owns a little second-hand shop. Wonderful mother and neighbor.
Well, even if she knew, she still took the kid out of the hands of a child molester.
Meaning?
She left the situation better than she found it.
Well, if she knew he was kidnapped, she should have come forward.
Look, our end game is to get Pierce. She can help us do that.
You think I should make the deal?
She'll plead to accessory.
No time served.
I think you should make the deal.
We're in. You get your immunity if you testify against Pierce.
So, she can't be prosecuted?
That's right. But it means going forward as soon as tomorrow at the probable cause hearing, then again, of course, at trial.
Okay.
But Allison, you have to understand, this is going to be an ugly battle. Pierce's attorney will try to shred you. She'll go from attacking your honesty to suggesting you're trying to extort the Baldwins for money. She could even claim that you're the real kidnapper. You're in for a nasty few months.
Okay.
So are they gonna arrest John Pierce?
They're doing that as we speak.
Bobby, the Baldwins are here.
Would you like us to leave?
No. I don't know. I mean, it's okay. It's okay.
Showman.
Hello.
Hello, son.
Hi, Dad.
I can't believe this day is here. Thank you so much for bringing him back.
Incredibly, it was the publicity of last week's civil proceeding that led James Tucker to conclude that he, in fact, is the missing Chad Baldwin. John Pierce was arrested last night without incident. His probable cause hearing is scheduled for 9 o'clock.
Anything from Rebecca?
She's still in Brockton. She should be back by lunch.
I hope she finds somebody to support that woman's story.
You don't think the judge will believe her?
Don't know.
So you met this man in the laundromat, and he introduced you to a boy he said was his son, James. Is that correct?
Yes.
And this boy is the young man you now know is the son of Richard and Jenny Baldwin, the son that was kidnapped 18 years ago.
That's correct.
And is that man who introduced you to the boy, that man that said James was his son and asked you to look after him, is that man in the courtroom?
Yes, he is.
Would you point him out, please?
The defendant.
She's lying.
Mr. Pierce.
I never had a kid with me.
Mr. Pierce.
And I show you this picture, Miss Tucker. Can you identify it?
It's a picture of me and the defendant taken about 20 years ago. We were at a carnival together.
This was previously marked and identified. I offer it now into evidence. I have nothing further for the witness, Your Honor. Though I remind the court that all the testimony from last week's civil proceeding has been entered as recorded testimony evidence.
Ms. Tucker, during the 18 years you were raising Chad Baldwin as your own son, did you ever talk to the police about the father who left his son with you and never returned?
No.
Did you talk to anyone about it in 18 years?
No.
You kept the whole thing a secret. Is that a fair statement?
I guess you could say that.
Did you keep it a secret because you knew what you were doing was illegal?
I know that what I did was wrong, and yes, it was probably illegal. But at the time, I really believed that what I was doing was best for James.
You claim Mr. Pierce asked you to watch Chad for a few days and never returned.
Yes.
Did you ever tell any of your fellow workers at the Golden Cup why you were quitting?
No.
Did anyone ever see you and Mr. Pierce and Chad together in the weeks he was living in Brockton before he left town?
I don't know.
You can't recall?
No.
So if I said, based on everything you've told me, I believed you had kidnapped Chad, you really wouldn't have any way of disproving that, would you?
I don't know how you prove that you didn't do something.
And if I said I believe you concocted this whole elaborate story in order to frame a convenient dupe and free yourself from responsibility for the illegal acts you admit you committed.
Objection.
Sustained.
Ms. Tucker, are you trying to frame Mr. Pierce in order to protect yourself?
If I wanted to protect myself, I would have stayed living the way I've been living for the past 18 years. I did this for my son because I wanted him to meet his birth parents. Birth parents that I didn't even know existed until a few weeks ago.
I see. But before you carried out this little act of altruism, you made sure you cut a deal with the DA, right? In exchange for this testimony, you were promised you wouldn't serve any time. Is that true, Ms. Tucker?
Yes. That's correct.
My sister and I don't really communicate much anymore, Miss Washington.
I'm just looking... I need witnesses to substantiate what she's telling us.
I don't really know anything.
Did you know she had a child?
Yes.
And did she tell you she had gotten the boy from a man?
Yeah, some guy she met at a laundromat. I heard the whole thing.
And did you believe her?
Why wouldn't I?
Ms. Tucker, I'm Allison's lawyer. I'm on her side. I'm just trying to collect information.
You said it like you doubt her.
Mr. Pierce's lawyer will doubt her, and she'll try to tear her up. I need to know whatever ammo she could possibly dig up.
Can I talk to you?
Thought we did that.
Well, I'd like to talk again then.
Go ahead.
I can't get it out of my head about what you said. About shattering trust. And, well, I realized I was betting money. I even knew I was betting the client's money. And I suppose I knew I was gambling with the firm's reputation. What never really hit me, until you said what you said, was that I was wagering friendships. And, I guess that means I was willing to. But on that, I wasn't really aware. I never would have knowingly done that. You people here, you're really the only thing I have that truly means anything to me. I'm not comfortable telling people I love them, and especially other men. But I do love you, Eugene. And for me to risk... I'm an addict. But if I ever needed the will to lick this, I got it now. 'Cause my friendship with you, well, I hope you know what I'm saying.
They offered nothing new. The 18-year-old memory of an unsubstantiated witness whose credibility is highly suspect. The only thing she could establish is that she once briefly knew my client. Even if the court were able to accept her concoction, you would certainly have to recognize, Your Honor, that this newly discovered evidence could never satisfy at trial the burden of guilt beyond reasonable doubt. Accordingly, I ask that my client be released and the charges be dismissed, this time with prejudice.
We already had an eyewitness. Mrs. Baldwin placing John Pierce at the scene of the crime at the exact time of the crime. We found 3 Legos inside Mr. Pierce's apartment. Chad Baldwin was seen playing with Legos at the scene. He has convictions for 2 other child molestations.
I'm sorry, those will not come into evidence.
I think they will. They go to pattern.
The prejudicial value alone.
Civil liberties are less in style than they used to be. I would appreciate getting to finish my statement much like she got to finish hers.
Go ahead.
In addition to Mrs. Baldwin placing Mr. Pierce within 50 feet of her son at the time of the disappearance, in addition to an informant who testified that John Pierce admitted to the abduction, we now have the testimony of Allison Tucker, who says she got Chad Baldwin from John Pierce. Let's not forget, Your Honor, his prior molestation convictions will likely come into evidence as pattern evidence. All of that will be enough to satisfy reasonable doubt. Your Honor, it's unquestionable that this matter satisfies the burden of a probable cause hearing.
I agree. The defendant is bound over. Trial date for the first week of February. And Miss Lightstone, Miss Gamble is correct. There's an excellent chance the jury will hear about these other molestation convictions. Take your client in a corner. Tell him he's got a problem. This court is adjourned.
I can't believe it. We may finally get him.
Well, I'm gonna need you for trial, which you heard will be in February. Okay.
Bobby,
Hey, Beck.
got a sec?
Sure.
Listen, before we get carried away, I'd like to try to settle this. Our leverage is good, and with the chance of the other convictions being suppressed, and there is that chance, I'd like to get what we can get now.
How long?
If I could get 8 years, I'd be thrilled. You okay with that?
I guess.
Allison, can I talk to you for a second?
What's up?
This is Rebecca Washington. She's an attorney with our firm.
Yeah, I think we met.
She's been looking for witnesses who could perhaps bolster your testimony. Today, she spoke with your sister.
And?
She says 3 years before taking in James, you miscarried. 2 years before that, you miscarried. 6 months before taking in James, you tried to adopt. You were rejected. A month later, you told your sister you thought about just going to a hospital and taking a baby.
She's lying.
Why would she make up those lies?
She's lying.
Did you kidnap James, Allison?
No.
Did you get lucky? John Pierce, a child molester, just happened to be in the area at the time? He just happened to be a friend? Are you the beneficiary of an incredible coincidence?
No.
You also told your sister Mr. Pierce had a juvenile arrest for molestation. Juvenile records are sealed. So how would you know that? We didn't know that.
Pierce told me, so what?
So what? It means you had reason to know he'd make a perfect suspect. Did you try to frame him, Allison? Snatched a kid where he worked? Planted the Legos in his apartment you had access? Is that what happened, Allison?
If I was involved, Mr. Donnell, why would I ever come forward now?
I don't think you really did. James did. And you couldn't stop him.
You're mistaken.
The question is, what do we do now?
Well, if Beck found this out, I gotta believe the police will too.
No. The sister's not talking to the police. She spoke to me because I'm Allison's lawyer.
Which raises another issue. We're Allison's lawyers. The conflict of interest we spoke of before has reared its ugly head.
Do we tell the Baldwins?
How do we not?
I agree. You have to tell the Baldwins and Allison.
Wait a second. Allison could still have criminal exposure on this for obstruction of justice or perjury.
It doesn't matter. She didn't reveal the information. Her sister did. It's not privileged.
But Eugene,
I am telling the Baldwins.
What's happening with Pierce?
No.
John.
I didn't do it. I won't say I did.
I'd finish listening before declaring your position, Mr. Pierce.
Helen.
This is a one-time only offer. You know the evidence we have. The judge indicated he's going to admit the molestation conviction.
I didn't do it. I admit I knew the woman, but I never took the kid. She must have, and she's trying to frame me.
She's trying to frame you 18 years later. What is this, careful planning?
I don't know what's going on. I was friends with her, but I never grabbed that kid.
You've got till noon tomorrow. I'm offering you reckless endangerment for a kidnapping. That is a gift, which I am willing to give you to spare putting those families through a trial.
And I hope you turn it down. Because I love to go after guys who go after kids.
She did it?
We can't prove it, but we think so.
Does James know?
We don't think so. He seems to believe his mother's version of the events.
So where does this leave us?
Well,
Ethically, we think we should inform the district attorney. We're a little trapped because Allison is also our client. Before we do anything, we thought we'd get your reaction to it all.
Why would she come forward and expose herself if she were the kidnapper?
We believe James insisted on coming forward, and she couldn't talk him out of it.
as we said, we can't prove any of it. But this is where we are.
I would like you to not tell the district attorney.
Okay. Why?
Because if you do, it's going to turn Chad against you and ultimately us. Like it or not. She controls our relationship with our son.
A man stands to be convicted for a crime he didn't commit.
Well, maybe the police will find this new information out on their own.
That doesn't seem likely. And besides, Pierce could enter a plea.
Eleanor, Bobby, my husband's right. We need to have a relationship with this woman.
It's possible if James were to know that Allison was the kidnapper, he might sever his relationship with her, making it easier for you.
That might be so, if you could prove it. But you can't. You asked for our thoughts, Bobby. As your clients, we're directing you not to tell the district attorney about this new information.
He maintains his innocence.
Oh, come on, Henrietta.
He does. Helen, what can I tell you?
It's not about what you tell me, it's about what you say to him. You gotta advise him of his legal chances here. If this goes to trial, he's dead.
I can't make him take a deal.
Make him see reality.
Well, give me something to go back with.
I gave you 8 years for a kidnapping. What do you want me to gift wrap it?
Make it 6. I'll get him there.
I'll give him 15 in juvie. He'll love it.
6. I'll sell it.
7. Sell 7.
Lucy, notify the Baldwins and the Tuckers we're going back in before Judge Kenny at 11 if they want to be there.
Do they have to?
No, it's their choice. I'm going. Eleanor?
I'm with you.
So this guy's going back to prison?
Seems so.
Jimmy, lunch plans.
Me? No, I'm wide open.
Want to grab a sandwich, 12:30 or so.
Great.
Bobby,
You're here.
we were close when Lucy called. The case is over?
They supposedly have reached a deal. There's a joint recommendation scheduled before Judge Kenny. Listen, I know we've already discussed this, but I'm going to say it again. If Pierce is doing jail time, he's serving it quite possibly for a crime he didn't commit. Will you really be able to live with that?
John Pierce is a 2-time child molester, whether or not he actually kidnapped Chad.
He served his time for those offenses.
I'm not going to lose sleep for him. This is my time to make up for 18 lost years with my son.
Is it really over?
We don't know. We're told there's a plea.
Allison, could I see you in private in the witness room?
I'll go with you.
No, this is private, Bobby.
I'm going with you.
Did you kidnap my son, Allison? I asked you a question, and I would appreciate an answer. Did you kidnap my son?
I raised James. I'm his mother.
Well, then, as his mother, you'll understand my rage. Like only a mother can. I will get along with you, because I have to. I will welcome you into my home. I will sit across a dinner table from you. I will welcome you into my life to keep James in my life. But with every embrace, please know, I will never, ever forgive you. And you'll understand that, won't you? Because a mother can understand.
Court's in session.
Let's go.
You understand, Mr. Pierce, that you are pleading guilty to the charge of child endangerment?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that by pleading guilty, you waive your rights to an appeal and will be sentenced to state prison for a term of not less than 7 years. Mr. Pierce, I asked you a question.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand it all.
Miss Lightstone, you support and recommend this plea?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, then. The plea is entered and accepted. Mr. Pierce, you are hereby found guilty of the charge of child endangerment. Security, take Mr. Pierce into custody. This court is adjourned.
You stinker!
Right now, we're offering $450. They're holding out for $625.
You're prepared to go to trial over $175,000.
We have to. The insurance industry as a whole is taking a hit because we're paying out too much in damage claims. We're now perceived as being soft, and the truth is we have to be seen as ready to litigate.
Well, what about these big jury awards? That doesn't scare you?
Oh, it does, but it means that we can't be satisfied with just going to trial. We have to win.
And this starts tomorrow.
Yes, but the reality is, if the plaintiff sees us bringing you guys on last minute, they'll realize that we're serious about going to trial, and we truly think that they'll settle.
We're primarily criminal, Gordon, not civil.
Understood. But we are going to draw a very blue-collar jury, which is why we want you, Mr. Berluti. Now, Mr. Young, no disrespect to your talent, which we know is enormous. The plaintiff is African-American, as are several of the jurors. Now, we don't anticipate any bias, but we want that to be covered. So we want you to do the plaintiff's cross. Now, I have a videotape of his deposition, which I'll leave for you to watch. But like I said, with you alongside, perhaps that will push the plaintiffs to settle. We're so close as it is.
The plaintiff is poor, working class.
The plaintiff is 10 years old. Our client ran him over with his SUV.
But he survived.
Oh, yes. That's why they're holding out for $625. If he died, I think that we could have settled for $3. I'm sorry. That perhaps sounded cold.
Perhaps.
Your brother is older or younger?
Well, I have two brothers. One's older. That's Kenny. Then I also have a baby brother. His name is Justin. And the one that I go to school with is Kenny.
All set?
Ready. Let's go. We'll call in, let you know.
Good luck.
So they didn't settle after all?
The plaintiff came down to 6, but that was it.
Is this our new direction, insurance defense?
No, but civil law is something you all want to do, and this is a good end. Right now, our civil profile is non-existent.
Which is unfortunate because I'd love to buy a house.
Me too.
I was walking home from school when I got to the corner.
Pembleton and Columbus.
Yes. And I waited till the sign said walk, so I started to cross. Then I saw it.
Saw what?
The car. It was coming so fast. I turned to look, but it was too late. Before I could even move, it had hit me.
Could you see who was driving the car?
Only that it was a man, and he was wearing a suit, like a business suit.
Did you see anything else?
I saw he was looking down where a phone would be, and he wasn't looking at where he was driving.
Objection.
Overruled. It's his observation.
Can you tell the jury about your injuries?
I had broken ribs. My lungs was hurt. My arm was broken. My head was hurt. And a bone was broken in my shin.
Have you had any other problems besides broken bones?
I can't learn.
You can't learn?
I don't remember anything that they teach me at school.
Could you before the accident?
Yes.
And you've talked to the doctors about these problems you've had learning?
Yes.
Did they tell you whether or not these problems would ever go away?
They don't think they will.
Thank you, Jason. Right now, another lawyer's going to ask you a few questions, okay?
Okay.
Hi, Jason. I'm Eugene Young, and as Miss Turner said, I'll be asking you a few questions. If at any time you need a break, you just tell me, okay?
Okay.
First, let me say how sorry I am that you got hurt and that I hope you get better.
Thank you.
Now, you said you were walking home from school that day, right?
Yes.
At the corner, you said you waited for the sign to say walk.
I did.
Well, there was a witness, Jason, Mr. Anthony Walker. And he said upon hearing the impact, he looked up and he said he noticed the light was flashing, don't walk.
Well, it said walk when I started to walk. Sometimes it changes when you're halfway across.
Were you halfway across? According to the police investigators, you got hit when you were about 10 feet from the curb. So that would mean that the light changed to walk, you walked 10 feet, and then it changed to don't walk. Is that what happened?
I don't know.
Is it possible that when you got to the curb, you looked up, saw walk, then walked?
That's what I said.
Well, actually, you said you waited for it to change to walk. And that's where I'm having difficulty. Now, if it had already been flashing walk when you arrived at the corner, then I can see how you might only get 10 feet or so. Could it have already been on walk when you arrived at the corner, Jason?
Maybe. All I know is that it said walk and I walked.
You said after the accident, you've been having trouble remembering things, right?
Yes.
Jason, truthfully, do you have a little trouble remembering the accident itself? When you woke up after the accident and the police asked you what happened, did you remember?
Not right away.
Well, how long after the accident did you start to remember?
It took a long time.
What? You're still expecting me to blink?
Audrey, the boy's memory is suspect.
No skid marks, Gordon. Middle of the street.
But if he dashed...
Nobody saw him dash, least of all your client, who was trying to place a call.
The one and only witness saw don't walk.
How many times have we had this give and take?
Many times, but I'm the only one who seems to be giving. You haven't...
$450 for a boy with permanent learning disabilities.
And my doctors say it most likely isn't permanent. The truth is, it'll be years before we know. I am putting an extra $200 on the table for it now. And all this assumes that you can make on liability, which is not a lock.
I'm not taking $450.
Why don't we split the difference and go home? 5 1/4.
$550.
$525. I know you've done the numbers. It's a good offer, and it's final. Yay or nay?
I'll discuss it with the family.
How'd it go?
Eugene was good. Gentle, but he caught some discrepancies.
I don't think the boy really remembers the accident 8.5 at the time.
Well, there's another offer out. The feeling is they'll grab it.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for Gordon Keene. I was told he might be here.
No, we just left him. I think he's on his way home.
I'm Dr. Harold Manning, Vice President of Medical Affairs for Brentford Mutual. This firm, I understand, is on the Jason Lee's case.
Yes?
Could we go somewhere and talk? I've worked for Brentford Mutual for almost 20 years. I review files, medical histories, in part to be sure they're not being defrauded.
You think the boy's injuries may be a fraud?
No, certainly not. Everything listed in the complaint is real. It's what isn't listed.
I'm not sure I follow, Doctor.
This afternoon, in preparing for the case, one of our staff physicians went back over the file along with all the x-rays. He saw something on the MRI, a tiny marking at the base of the brain. He had me look at it. At first, I assumed it was minor bleeding. We often see that in this kind of trauma. But I looked closer.
You think it may be more serious?
I'm certain it is. Mr. Lees has a dissecting aneurysm of the basilar artery. A small tear in the lining of the artery. In time, that tear will likely get progressively worse until eventually the wall of the vessel ruptures.
What are the chances that'll happen?
It will happen. The question is when. Maybe today, maybe 10 years from now. Without immediate surgery to repair the damage, his life is at significant risk.
Wait a second. Jason Lees has a team of treating physicians. I have to believe they're aware of this.
If they were aware of this, the boy would have been rushed into surgery. His doctors obviously missed it. We missed it until today.
Have you notified his family or his doctors?
I can't. As an officer of the company, I have a fiduciary duty to Brentford Mutual. I cannot disclose if it's against their interest.
So they don't even know?
No, they don't.
What about Gordon Keene? Does he know about this?
No, that's why I've come looking for him. I couldn't get him on his cell.
What you're telling us, Doctor, that boy's life is in immediate danger.
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
I just got off with Dr. Scanlon. He agrees. Aneurysm.
Okay. Whatever they counter tomorrow, we'll accept it, and we'll get the settlement entered immediately.
Tomorrow? That kid is in danger tonight.
We can't get a settlement entered tonight, Jimmy.
So what?
Gordon.
I hear you, Bobby, but the client has instructed me to get the case settled.
If that aneurysm bursts tonight, Brentford Mutual will be on the hook for 10 times that amount.
They're willing to run the risk, evidently.
I'm not.
That's not your call. This is privileged. It's work product.
We can't let a kid die. Come on.
We are going to settle this thing and then enter it.
Then they'll just try to avoid it on fraud as soon as we tell them. Did you advise the client of that?
I did.
And?
The client doesn't want us to tell even after the settlement.
You gotta be kidding me.
Bobby, Brentford Mutual is hemorrhaging, if you'll pardon the terrible pun. If it gets out that that kid has an aneurysm, it's a multi-million-dollar verdict, even if they're able to repair it. And if it should come out that we knew about that aneurysm and we didn't tell, the public relations alone.
That's sick.
There's gotta be a way around this.
There isn't. The client has given us the instruction. We are ethically prohibited from revealing this information. Now look, I don't like this any more than you do, but I'll take it from here. I'll get this thing settled in the morning. Thanks.
We're just gonna sit on this?
Lucy, get me Anderson Pearson.
I'm afraid Gordon Keene is right.
He can't be.
If we know a client is about to cause serious bodily harm, we're allowed to tell.
No, that is different from knowing somebody's medical condition as a part of work product.
Why? Why should it be any different? In both instances, we have knowledge somebody's about to get hurt.
Perhaps that distinction is a ludicrous one, Bobby, but currently the law makes that distinction. If you know your client is about to commit a crime and cause bodily injury, you are permitted to tell. But a medical condition in a civil matter, unless you get the client's permission, you are frozen. Can't you get the client to move on this?
No. All I can think of after we settle the case, the client might be less panicked. Maybe then we can convince them to tell.
But as Keene said, the risk there is so great.
Well, I can't think of anything else. Can you? Jimmy? Jimmy, any ideas?
No.
Where are you in the trial?
Well, it's obviously going to settle now.
But if for some reason it doesn't, are you ready with your closing, Jimmy? Jimmy, is your closing ready?
I was gonna head back to work on it now. I don't think we'd get there tomorrow.
You gotta stay focused.
I'll be ready, if need be.
Sisters?
No sisters, just me and my two brothers. My parents wanted a girl when they had me. At least that's what my older brother tells me. He says that to punk me. He punks me all the time.
Mr. Lees, my name is James Berluti. I'm one of the lawyers representing Brentford Mutual.
Yeah, I recognize you.
I'm sorry to bother you this late. Your son... Your son has an aneurysm at the base of his skull.
What?
Our doctors reviewed his MRI today. I've called an ambulance. It's on the way. There's been a misdiagnosis. Your son could be in danger. We need to get him to a hospital. Where is he now?
He's in bed.
You need to get him up. Mr. Lees, you need to get your son out of bed.
Got it?
It's just a precaution, sweetheart. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine.
Jimmy. Dr. Manning was right. The boy went into surgery a couple hours ago.
Did anything happen?
No. I told them.
You told them?
Jimmy informed the parents. The boy is in surgery.
Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, I am. And you can go tell your client, Mr. Keene, if they want to report me to the bar, go ahead. But like you said, the negative publicity will destroy them, and I'll make plenty of noise. Trust me.
Is that all you thought about Jimmy being disbarred? You personally and your firm will be on the hook for any damage award above $550,000. You think about that?
I wasn't gonna let that kid die.
We removed the aneurysm, clipped it without complications. He's gonna be fine.
Could they tell whether it was about to burst or not?
Not really, but it was dangerous enough that they had to operate right away.
Was there any bleeding in the brain?
No, because it never ruptured. They clipped it.
I take it the case isn't about to settle now.
Oh, no. And we were fired.
Sorry.
I'm proud of you, Jimmy. I'll probably never get my house now, but I'm proud of you.
Me too. Jimmy, that was the Board of Bar Overseers. You've been summoned to appear today at 1 o'clock.
What?
He actually reported me.
I didn't think they'd dare.
Brentford Mutual didn't report you.
Who then? Keene?
I reported you, Jimmy.
What?
Under the canon of legal ethics, I had a duty to report you. And if I had a vote, I'd recommend you be disbarred.
They're calling him in at 1 o'clock.
I heard.
Why didn't you check with me first?
Did Jimmy check with you before breaking the client's privilege?
You revealed a pretty big secret yourself, Eugene. Jimmy just told the parents that the kid was sick. By reporting him to the bar, you revealed that it was the client's intent not to tell. And the publicity of that may be what brings them down. Did you consider that?
I consider this. Jimmy should go. I like him, but actually, right now, I'm not even sure I do. He put us all at risk, Bobby. To flex his conscience, he jeopardized this entire firm, same as he did when he stole client funds to pay off his gambling debt.
You should have come to me before.
You would have done nothing. You're a nice guy. You would let it ride because Jimmy's a nice guy. He would have cried, "I'm sorry, it won't happen again," and you would have bought it. Well, I'm not buying it anymore. I'm not letting him take me down and everybody else. Enough is enough. He has to face the consequences.
I don't set a lot of rules here. But we don't turn on each other.
I didn't turn on him. He turned on us with what he did. He put us all at risk. By my reporting him, I protected the firm.
Oh, so you were protecting us?
Damn right.
Then why not be open about it? Why not come to me before?
Because you would have protected him and put the firm at risk, too.
Then aren't we all lucky to have you to look out for us? Imagine how safe you make us feel.
You taking his side, Bobby?
What he did was wrong. But I don't like what you did either. And if you think you did it the way you did to protect us, then you're lying to yourself.
Obviously, we were still processing the new information and trying to decide what to do. It was an extremely agonizing decision for all involved.
As you left it with Mr. Berluti, the client's decision was not to reveal the boy's condition.
There was nothing to be accomplished in the course of the night, so General Counsel at Brentford Mutual...
Mr. Keene will be here all day if you choose to dance. I know you're trying to serve the public reputation of Brentford Mutual, but that's not what this hearing is about.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Young has reported to us that the client's unequivocal instruction was for the attorneys not to reveal what the client had told them about Jason Lee's medical condition. Is that true, sir?
Personally, I believe that that decision was subject to change.
Answer my question, Mr. Keene.
Yes. At the time that Mr. Berluti chose to tell them the client's wishes were that he not do so.
And from your observation, Mr. Berluti was aware of the client's wishes?
We were all acutely aware, yes.
Okay, we'll take a short break, then resume with Mr. Berluti.
Okay, my opinion? We just go with straight emotion. All of this happened so fast. You certainly did the humane thing. Basically, you went on autopilot, Jimmy.
I agree. You're dead on the law, and Hiller, we know how she is. Just tell them you blew it. Show some remorse. They can't be without compassion.
Okay.
Jimmy? Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Is the hearing going on now?
We're on the break. But it's a closed session, Mr. Lees. You can't go in.
Where's Mr. Berluti?
He's meeting with his lawyers. How's your son?
Do you care, Mr. Young?
Look, Mr. Lees, please try to understand. In the legal profession, there's a certain code that we have to live with.
Then you live with it, Mr. Young. You live with it.
I think, emotion got the better of me. I kind of snapped.
You kind of snapped?
Like insanity?
No. I knew what I was doing. And I admit what I did was wrong. But let's not forget, a life was maybe saved. That boy could have died.
I'm a little confused. You say you admit what you did was wrong. Then you go on to defend it. Do you think it was wrong, or don't you?
Well, I knew it was wrong under the law. But on a human level, I guess I feel justified.
So you chose to commit a knowing violation of the law because you disagreed with that law?
It was a very emotional night.
So absent that emotion, as you sit here today, if you had it to do all over again, your reflective choice would be to preserve the client's secret. You wouldn't tell the parents. Do I state it correctly, Mr. Berluti? Mr. Berluti, do I state it correctly?
No, you do not, Your Honor. If I had to do it all over again, I'd do exactly the same thing. I wouldn't let that kid die. Would you?
I wouldn't even ask myself the question, sir. We don't consult our personal feelings on a case-by-case basis. As officers of the court, we abide by the law, and under the law, there is no real question here.
With all due respect, Your Honor, if you feel that way, then...
It's not up to us to feel. That's
But we do. Whether the law says we can or not, we feel. And And if you can be that cold about it, I don't care how good a judge you are, you're not my idea of a human being.
Jimmy.
No, I don't care. I won't be judged by the three of you. I won't be judged by you. If we're a society of laws, if we're a society that says, let that kid die, then the society needs adjusting.
So we should let every lawyer act according to his or her own conscience with no regard for what the rules mandate.
The rules should have regard for a conscience.
Yours? Mr. Young's conscience might tell him to preserve the trusted confidence of a client.
Mr. Young doesn't act out of conscience. Pick another example.
I think we understand your position. You don't believe what you did is wrong, and faced with the same choices, you do the same thing over again.
Yes.
Okay, I think we're done.
Well, how'd it go?
Not well.
Did they rule?
Under advisement.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. They're willing to let me make a brief summation before they decide, so I'm gonna get to work on it.
I don't have a conscience.
No, Eugene. You don't.
All right.
It's all too easy for you.
Jimmy.
What'd you do last night? Go home, flick on a ball game?
You did the easy thing, Jimmy.
I don't want to hear any of this.
Well, I want to say it. We all wanted to tell. Of course we did. But we were bound by ethical duties we swore to uphold. Even
Tell me about ethics.
I am telling you. You falsified loan documents. You got fired from a bank. That's how you got hired here in the first place.
Old news.
A month ago, you stole from a client to pay off your bookie. I damn well will tell you about ethics. You're a thief. And last night, you forked over a client. Was it a popular thing to do? I'm sure, yes. They'll probably give you a medal for it. But it's not what we do. Not to the client. And as lawyers, Jimmy, we owe them our trust. Our trust. You're not trustworthy. You put no premium on what it means to be a lawyer. You disgraced everybody here, and you may have put us all out of business in the process. You want to call yourself a friend, Jimmy? You're not my friend.
You done? How convenient for you. I'm a gambling addict, but that I stole that money. Makes it so easy for you to conclude you got some moral superiority going. You're more ethical, so hey, you must be right on this. Are you, Gene? But you're not right. You would have let that kid's head explode. You're not right. And going behind my back, I guess that makes you friend.
Why didn't you resign, Jimmy? You're about to go blow a confidence, put the firm at risk for $1 million malpractice claim minimum. Why not quit first to protect us? Your conscience ever get out of thought?
No. But I'll tell you this. I quit now.
Lightning, one man who scored 189 career touchdowns, one defense that played as well as its high-powered offense, and y'all won't believe who's 3-0.
I don't want you to quit.
I know you don't, Bobby, but
This was an extreme situation. For my money, you took us all off the hook. We all want you back.
it kind of begs the question of whether I even get to practice law.
Eleanor's been working all night on her statement. Let's not sell her short.
You people have been so good to me, Bobby. I know I haven't lived up to...
You really believe that?
Overall, I've been a liability.
You still think of yourself as Jimmy the Grunt? Do you ever stop to consider what a great trial lawyer you've become? Did you pause for a second to wonder why Brentford Mutual hired you here? You've become a gifted trial lawyer.
Now you tell me, as it's all about to end.
Suppose it doesn't end. Will you come back?
Of course I don't want to leave.
Working pretty late?
Just hanging out with all my friends.
You don't think we're your friends now, Eugene?
I don't know, Rebecca. I just see and hear you all cheering for Jimmy.
Eugene, we're standing by him not because we necessarily agree with him, but because he's family. You went outside of the family on this one.
It was the right thing to do.
Clearly you think that.
The circumstances were extremely exigent. A human life hanging in the balance. Nobody could presume to know the vice Jimmy Berluti was in 2 nights ago.
Miss Front, I'm sorry, I have to stop you. Lawyers are trained to make difficult decisions. You people of all people make them daily. I've watched you do it in my courtroom.
Not with these kinds of stakes.
Look, arguing his compassion isn't going to fly.
Do I get to give my closing?
Yes, you do, but I'm advising you not to whack us on the head with emotion, especially since your client says he'd do it all over again. He has a problem.
You got the problem.
Jimmy.
Since you don't want to let Eleanor talk, how about giving me a chance?
I thought we heard you clearly yesterday. But if you have more to say, I'm sure we're all quite rapt.
I've made a lot of mistakes. But telling those parents to take their son to a hospital wasn't one of them.
Yes, it was. You don't get to decide when you follow the rules and when you won't. Otherwise, what kind of anarchy would we have?
If the rules are a lawyer can't tell a boy or his family that he has a life-threatening medical situation, an emergency that could kill him any second, if the rules say don't tell, you got a problem. You all have a problem. This system has a problem.
I'm sorry. Is it us on trial now?
Maybe you should be. The adversarial process stopped being about the truth a long time ago. The adversaries lie to each other. We lie and tell false truths every day. And you wonder why nobody respects us. It started off being about fairness and due process, and it's become about winning. And now, we're to sit quiet while an innocent kid has a time bomb in his head? We're duty-bound to let him die out of privilege, and you expect the public to admire our profession? A person who's honorable, a person with integrity, a person who believes that a human life has sanctity doesn't let an innocent child die. I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again. I will not be judged by you. Listen, I know I've been stomping my foot with a lot of righteous indignation, but Eugene was right about one thing. I should have had the decency to quit before I just didn't think to do it. I'm sorry for putting the firm at risk. Anyway,
may I see you a moment in private?
I don't want to get into it anymore with you.
May I see you in private, Jimmy? The reason my brother, he died in prison serving time for something he didn't do. The police coerced a confession that... The police, they had no regard for the system. And if the day comes the lawyers start giving up their clients, giving up their secrets, then the system has... I've put more murderers back out there than I can count in the name of this system. I need to believe in its legitimacy. I went home the other night, and I wanted to tell that family just like we all did. And I kept telling myself I had no choice. The rules were clear. I had no choice, and I was prepared to let that boy die. But what you did was point out I had a choice. The choice you made that I didn't. I suppose, you did what you did and was acting out of emotion. My doing what I did, reporting you going outside of the family, I was acting on emotion as well. Anyway, you're good with me. And I hope in time I'll be good with you.
They're back with the ruling.
Mr. Beluti, you touched on a number of themes that are very close to me. It's true, we no longer impose the burden on attorneys to be honorable, and that's unfortunate, if not disgraceful. But it's also true, which you know full well, legal ethics and morality are not only two distinct concepts, they're quite often mutually exclusive. And if lawyers start letting personal morality be their compass, the system and all the participants in it are collectively lost. So, we carve out rules, many of them quite strict. And the strictest, perhaps the most paramount, goes to client trust. What a client tells his lawyer is sacrosanct. The attorney doesn't get to decide when he'll honor the privilege and when he won't. You broke that seal, Mr. Beluti. The rule we hold most dear, you broke it. And your moral preaching aside, there's no excuse for it. None. That having been said, this board does have discretion as to what we do with you. We applied a very unscientific test back there. We asked ourselves, is the profession of law better served with you in it or out of it? We decided better to have you in it. You're suspended for 3 weeks. We are adjourned.
How about that?
I survive.
Come on. We've already blown most of the day. Let's get back to work.